Hello and greetings. Welcome to my channel. My name is Scott Kevin Betelizi, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to pay your music manager. Remember, this video didn't just start right now. We've had recent videos that we've recorded teaching you what is a music manager and how to find a music manager and what does a music manager do and what it does not do. So if you've missed those videos, you can scroll around my channel and search for those videos and make sure that you watch them completely so you will have an idea of what we're talking about right here, and then you can watch this one. Okay, let's get started. Okay, paying your music manager. Most management companies work on a percentage basis. Generally, the management company will receive a percentage of everything you make from your musical career. That means that they will be entitled to money from shows you play, as well as merchandise and CDs you sell, as well as songs that you sell digitally or digital streams. You know, like when you're selling your songs digitally, maybe like on TuneCore, via TuneCore to iTunes, Spotify, Shazam, YouTube Music, all those monies that you receive through the streaming services. I'm talking about those, all right? So, if you get recording contracts, your management company is entitled to commission of those proceeds as well. So now your management company will be entitled to every song that you sell, every show where you perform, like every song that is being streamed online and every music video played on TV, you understand? They'll be entitled to that, okay? The amount of those percentages is negotiated in the contract. It will generally be somewhere between 15 to 25%, with 20% being average, okay? But now the percentage parts now depend on your agreement. You guys, you're gonna have to negotiate with your music manager, like how much percentage is gonna receive depending on how much effort and how much work he's bringing to the table. It could be possible that you're doing more than your music manager because you just needed him to represent you, but you already done most of the work. Like for instance, you've already shot a music video without your music manager, you've already recording your songs without your music manager, and you've already started performing in some shows without your music manager, but he just done a few things like organizing radio shows for you, maybe TV interviews for you, but most of the work was done by you without your music manager. Now, if you've done most of the work and he's done just a little bit work, then the contract has to be negotiable. The percentage has to be negotiable between you and your music manager. Okay, you can discuss all this kind of stuff, but now percentage will depend on the kind of work that your music manager has to offer and how much work you're going to do. So you just have to know that they're entitled to all the work that they have done or that they've partook in, all right? Yes, the amount of percentage is negotiable. Okay, that's what I said now. All right, while technically true, okay, may not be the case as a practical matter for new bands. Most management companies have a standard percentage that they require and will not negotiate this percentage down unless you're a well-established band with a significant income stream in place. This may seem like the hardline approach to the musician, especially when you're not making much money from your music career as it is. But from the company's side, the negotiable percentage is based on the economics of working with a less established band on which the company makes very little money. The management company is to devote its time and resources to your band and still make enough money to pay management company's bills and have some level of profitability. The music industry is highly competitive and most bands never get beyond the local and regional scene. That means that the management company is taking a big chance when they sign on a band that is not established or does not have a record deal. Starting out, they will not come close to making back the expenses out of the 20% that they have made off your shows. It is only when your band makes it to the next level that the management company can recoup its investment in your band. Okay, if your band is one of the fortunate ones, you will succeed. You'll find success in music business. You may eventually reach a point where the amount of money your band is making gives you enough clout to negotiate a reduction with your management company. If you find yourself in this position, you can expect any reduction in the company's standard percentage to be based on income levels achieved by the band. For instance, you may be able to negotiate provision that says that you will pay the management company 20% of everything you make up to the sum amount of money, at which point the percentage reduces to 15%. However, you will have to wait until either you have some reasonable expectation of reaching those levels in every near future, or have been a good client to the company's to negotiate such a deal. If the company agrees to include a provision of this type in your contract before you have anything on the horizon, you can expect the point at which the percentage reduction is triggered to be fairly high. Alright, I hope guys you understand how you can pay your manager and how this thing works. So if you just a startup band, you have to pay more attention, because this is very necessary, guys. Once you find a music manager, you have to know all these things, and you have to know that they get paid and you get paid. Now you have to know how all this thing goes along, so that nobody can get robbed at the end of the day. And it is important to have a legal agreement between you and your music manager. So on the next video, I'll also release another video that's talking about drafting a contract for a music manager, between a music manager and an artist or a band. So I'm gonna be guiding you how to draft a an agreement, between a music manager and a band. Right? So just keep on listening right now. Okay, generally the manager's percentage will apply to all of the monies you make as a result of your music career: live performances fees, recording fees, profits from merchandise, and publishing monies received. However, you should be sure that any management agreement you assign also sets out some limitations on monies that you may receive that should not be subject to the management fee. For example, say that you are headlining the show and are responsible for getting the opening and support bands for that bill. The venue is paying you a sum of money for that night's show and requires that you be responsible for paying the bands you have hired to play with you that night. The monies you receive for the venue that is paid out to other bands should also be subject to a management fee by your management company. Therefore, you will want to be sure that funds you receive that are to be paid out to third parties are specifically and excluded from the gross earnings of your management contract. The same is true for things like sound, lights, cost of live performances, and deficit tour support. Okay, money you receive for tour funding that has to be paid back at your label if it is part of your record deal. Okay, costs you pay for recording should also be excluded from the commission received from those recordings. Okay, now this is the exclusion from commissions. Okay, now I want to tell you about the PostTime Commission. PostTime Commission. Okay, you should expect to see a section on PostTime Commissions in the contract. Once your contract with the management company has ended, or for some reason you and your management company have parted ways, there will be circumstances in which management company will still be entitled to receive its management fee from you. For example, if you record masters during the time of your management contracts and those masters are later used, generally referred to in the industry as exploiting the masters, then your management company will get its full percentage from the exploitation of those masters, regardless of whether the contract is still in effect. Okay, so which means now you record an album, you're still working with this management company or with this manager of yours that you've hired, right? Now, when you record this album together, you decide to part ways before releasing it, okay? Now you've parted ways, your manager is working with somebody else and you working with somebody else, so you're just by yourself. And then later on you decide, hey, I just want to release this album, I want to release this single track, or I want to release this EP. Now, when you want to release it, just because you've recorded it with your music manager or your ex or your previous, I don't know how to call him, ex or whatsoever, but your former music manager, I rather use that because it's not a dating kind of a thing. Your former music manager has left you. Now you parted ways with him or her, but now you wanna release now this single track that you worked on together. When you do that means your former music manager is entitled to the fees you're gonna receive from that project because you've done that project together. That means all the money is paid for this project. He was also involved in everything of that sort, unless you decide to record a new project, something fresh. If it's something new, then he's not going to be entitled to your project or to your album that you're going to be releasing. But if you release the same thing that you have recorded together, then you have to pay them the fees that they're entitled to up until you decide to release the next one. All right? Yeah. Okay. So I hope, guys, you understand that what I'm talking about. Okay, let me just end this one here. Be sure, however, that there's some time limitations on this clause in the contract. You should also be paying manager commissions and everything for the rest of your career. Somewhere between 6 months and 2 years is reasonable depending on the status of your career. The management company will also want to be paid its percentage for opportunities that were arranged for you during the term of the agreement, even though the actual event occurred or monies were paid to you after the contract has ended. For this type of PostTime commission, you want to have the management agreement set a time limit for how far into the future the full commissions are payable, and set out a sliding scale that reduces the percentage over time. All right. Okay, guys, that's it for now on this video. So this is how you pay your music manager. This is how everything works. If you have any questions, you're welcome to type those questions on the comment box below, or you're welcome to just send a request right now. I'm willing to answer those questions, guys. And if you have a video request, maybe you just want me to release a new video about music or music management or any kind of sort, then I'll be willing to do so, as long as you just put the request on the comment below. Okay, guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. See you on the next video, where I'll be teaching you about management contracts, the music management contracts. All right, thank you and enjoy and have a wonderful time.